Hi. If you're watching this video, it means that I'm probably in the hallway with a screaming toddler. Back to school night this year coincided with the end of the fiscal year, which means my husband has had to work late all week, and of course I have to work late tonight, so my toddler gets to help me to greet parents, so hopefully we're not being too loud. Anyway, my name is Valerie Egger. I've been teaching over a decade. In my spare time, I'm an author. I run under my pen name, which is Val Muller. And I love teaching English because it provides a good balance of being able to talk about books and media and literature, and also to help students improve their writing skills. This class is called Intro to Journalism. It's a prerequisite for students that want to take newspaper or yearbook next year. And newspaper and yearbook, those are production classes. So their primary goal is to produce the newspaper or produce the yearbook. And so those two classes assume that students have a basic understanding of publishing, of writing for publication, of producing photography that's worthy of publication. And so this class builds those essential skills. During the first quarter in this class, we take a look at some of the basics. We do some basic writing, some basic photography. We also look at important developments in the history of journalism, in the technology of communication, and how that has changed, but how good communication skills seem like they stay the same. We are working in the second and third quarters at developing newspaper basics, yearbook basics, learning in a little bit more detail some of the rules of photography, some of the things that students need to know if they're interviewing a subject that doesn't really seem to like to elaborate on their words, how to get more information about them. And then we'll be developing a hypothetical theme for a yearbook, just to go through the process of what a theme means and how that guides a yearbook. And at the end of the year, we're going to put together all these skills to produce several really well-written, polished pieces that are not only well-written and well-produced, but they're laid out using InDesign. InDesign is an Adobe product. It's a professional development software that works in tandem with Photoshop. And so the students learning this will have a leg up that will definitely, this is used by professionals, so it's a good skill to know, and it will prepare them well for the software used in yearbook or in newspaper. To succeed in this class, students should have their eyes open. Elements of design are everywhere. Sometimes I'll take a piece of junk mail and I'll show my husband. I'll say, "Do you see how they tied in the font to the colors?" And he'll kind of roll his eyes, but he'll smile because I like to analyze everything now. So it's important for students to keep their eyes open. Elements of design are everywhere from junk mail to magazines. Looking at local newspapers, you can kind of compare them and look at the different design elements and which are more effective. Media plays such an important role in our lives. I always encourage students to be active consumers of the media. Think about the sources the media is coming from. Take a look at whether they're being manipulated a certain way, whether the sources are biased, whether they're intending to be biased. By reading and viewing a variety of media, students are broadening their horizons, and they're going to bring an expanded perspective to the class. We do look at current events from time to time, but please help me in encouraging your students to seek news outside of school. Students who have an open mind, who have a goal of self-improvement, should find this class extremely helpful. It will prepare them for newspaper next year or yearbook next year. And even for those not continuing on, they should still find benefit in they'll become a more critical reader. They'll learn to take their communication to the next level, whether it's visual communication like photography or whether it's written communication. They'll definitely be stronger, more concise writers, even just for English class. For students who miss class, there's a file box in the back of the room, and each student has a folder, so anytime they're out, I'll stick their work, any returned work, or any handouts or notes, I'll stick in their folder. So even if I'm not in this room, which is the production lab for newspaper and yearbook, they can come in, check their folder, and get the work that they missed. They can also log on to Loudon Vision, where there's a course, Intro to Journalism. They can just search for my name. The enrollment key, one-time use. It's English, all lowercase, and then they're enrolled in the class. Every day that we have class, I post on the agenda. So if they click on the calendar link, click on the date that they were out, they'll see the whole agenda of what we did, and there'll be hyperlinked notes, handouts, anything that I gave out, it's all hyperlinked, so they can access that from home, sometimes videos. Back to school night doesn't allow time for one-on-one discussions, but please feel free to email me. My email address is valerie.egger@lcps.org. Thanks for coming. I hope my kid is behaving by now, and I hope you have a good rest of the evening. Bye.